and welcome to our video for day 2 of Sheffield. We saw a lot of things yesterday, so we're going to have a little chat about them now. Take it away.
Well, the first feature film we watched was Painless, which was a Spanish movie. We were both very, very impressed with that movie. It was set, well, in the present day, half of it was set in the present day, and then the other half was to do with the Spanish Civil War, and it was quite more realist piece in that sense that it showed how the Spanish society had impacted from those troubles, but obviously it had the horror metaphor where it was about these kids that couldn't feel pain, so when they were set on fire they just didn't feel it. It was just they could actually cope with that kind of intensity.
Yeah, some really interesting effects, and it's such a great concept, I think, in terms of a way to show it, and when they had to teach them how, they had to teach them what pain was then. I did get nervous when the puppies appeared.
Oh yeah.
I can take anything else, but do not hurt the puppy.
Yeah, but luckily the puppy was fine, so no animal cruelty as such. But the main sort of plot for that was about this guy who had been involved in a car accident, and they discovered that he had some form of cancer and he needed a bone marrow transplant, so he needed to search for his biological parents to basically...
Without getting too much away.
No, without getting too much away, but it's very emotional film, very emotional horror, definitely.
Yeah, it's kind of really about a country coming to terms with things that have been done then, and the things that people's parents have done during a dictatorial regime.
It makes that more devastating then,
because
there was that hint of realism there. But it did very well, so we were very surprised by that film. That really stood out.
It was really touching, I thought. Then we had Lee Hardcastle, whose videos, he does claymation parodies, I guess, of different trailers, and all his stuff is available on YouTube. You can look it up. It's well worth a look. He got into an awful lot of trouble with the makers of Pingu. They're doing a version of The Thing with Pingu. But yeah, that was interesting. We had a little show reel and the sequel to Tears for Toilets. Yeah, called
Ghost Burger, which was a 20-minute short film, and it was a continuation of the character from Tears for Toilet. He's a bit older now, but he's still got he's toilet phobic still, which is understandable.
Incredibly survived.
Incredibly survived, even though his head had been crushed with the kind of sink thing, whatever it was.
Yeah, the cistern.
And so he went to stay with his cousin and his uncle, who was voiced by Dominic Brunt.
Yes.
And it was interesting. So it was basically they ran this fast food business and ended up making ghost burgers, but that's as far as we'll tell you, because we think it's definitely worth a watch. But I think Lee Hardcastle is very, very talented. He's got this unique kind of talent there. And another one who did that Hell Hamster one, that was really funny. I really enjoyed that.
As funny as I've ever found hamster cruelty. Speaking of Dominic Brunt, he also had his short Shell Shock to it.
Yes.
Now I really enjoyed that. I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
Were you that keen, or?
Yeah, I liked it. I wouldn't say it was my favourite short out of the whole festival, but I appreciated it, definitely.
Yeah, it's an interesting idea, because he introduced it and he said it was sort of the polar opposite. He wanted to do exactly the opposite of what he'd done in Before Dawn, and that's really restrained. And
with Before Dawn he wanted sort of, this thing can happen to this normal couple.
Yeah, it doesn't involve the wider world, really, does it?
But this is something bigger, and involved these two guys and it was very intense, didn't it? Because they're pointing the guns at each other and that, and it was you think, are they gonna, form some sort of alliance, or are they gonna kill each other? Basically, it was very, very tense, and he built that very well. I was made for loving you.